project, we are going to use Photoshop to attempt to do something kind of in the style of this artist, Tristan Eaton. All right, so in the slide deck, I've given you a little bit of information about who he is and some inspirational pieces. So basically what we're going to do is just get a picture of a subject, a person, or maybe an animal, or maybe something like a car, something where you have a subject, and we'll turn it to like a black and white photo, and then you're going to make selections and fill it with different filters and pictures. All right, so there's a couple of different ways to go about that. Like on this one, you can see that the selections would be very smooth, so you would have to use maybe the pen tool to make that. The way I made mine is more like this one, where I just use the lasso tool to make some jagged lines so that it kind of looks like torn paper. So take a look at these slides and get some inspiration, and we'll try to do something similar to that. All right, so I went ahead and I chose Kobe Bryant picture, and I'll show you kind of what I did. So you can see I just used the lasso tool to make little selections like this, and then I filled it with different adjustment layers like hue and saturation, and I made clipping masks with pictures and put some filters on them, and this is what I came up with. All right, so I'm going to show you some of the steps that I did to make this, and I'm going to leave some of the steps out and let you figure it out and kind of make it your own as well. All right, so for mine, I used the lasso tool to make my selections. Like I said before, you could use the pen tool if you wanted to make curves, but I used the lasso tool to make like a paper, just a really rough edge selection. So I'm gonna use the lasso tool and drag over a selection like this. And then I'm gonna copy that selection. So you can go to Command C or Edit, Copy, and then instead of doing a regular paste, I'm going to do Edit, Paste in Place. That way it'll put the copy exactly in the same place. All right, and then I'm going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and then I'm going to choose Hue and Saturation. And you can say OK to this. Then you can notice up here under Properties, you can see you can make the edits that you want on that adjustment layer. I'm going to click Colorize so that everything's colored. But the problem is it's on everything, and I want it to be just on the layer below it. So I'm going to create a clipping mask. And now you can see that adjustment layer that I colorized is only on the selection or the layer below it. So now at this point, I can adjust the hue and saturation sliders to be the color that I want, which is more of a purple color. All right, so I want to make another selection, so I'm going to click on Kobe's picture layer again. Now I want to use the lasso tool again to make another selection, just like I did before. So this is kind of a repeat of what you just saw. I'm going to make a selection with the lasso tool on Kobe, and then I'm going to copy that selection. So I'm going to do a Command C, copy, and then an Edit, Paste Special, Paste in Place, so I get that piece right on the exact same spot. I want to make an adjustment layer that I can colorize. So I'm going to go up to Layer and say New Adjustment Layer, pick Hue and Saturation. I'm going to say OK to that, and I'm going to click Colorize, and this time I'm going to make it more of the yellowy gold color. So I'm going to use my Hue and Saturation sliders, and I want to make it a clipping mask. And now that color only appears in that slice that I used with my lasso tool. So now I want to put a picture inside one of these slices. So I'm going to open up a picture that I found on the internet earlier, and I'm going to copy that. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to copy this image, and then I'm going to go to my Photoshop, and I'm going to paste it in, and I'm going to drag it in between that layer, adjustment layer, and the original photo, which automatically makes it a clipping mask. Or if you don't have it a clipping mask, you can always right click it and make it a clipping mask. All right, I'm going to enlarge that and make it fit inside that slice. And then I want to change the layer blending mode to multiply. I want to be able to still see the edge of Kobe's head right there. I don't want that to get lost. So now I want to put a LA Lakers logo inside that first shape that I cut out. So I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to make sure it's in between my slice that I made and my adjustment layer, so I know it's automatically a clipping mask that way. If not, you can make it a clipping mask. And I'm just going to size it in there. So just edit that with your Command T, your transform tool, to size it and rotate it the way you want. All right, so I want to actually have this above my adjustment layer. So I'm going to click on that layer and move it up. The reason why I want to do that is I actually don't want that Lakers logo to have that adjustment layer and be all purple. I want to leave the color as is. So I'm going to go back to that adjustment layer and I'm going to adjust the purple until it matches the actual purple and the Lakers color. I had a little bit too much blue in it, so I'm going to make the sliders move around and make it match the Lakers purple. There we go. Well, I didn't film myself making this whole thing. I figured it would be pretty tedious. You have the basic idea of what I did using the lasso tool to make selections, making adjustment layers here, layer, adjustment layers. I was using hue and saturation. Whoops. I was using hue and saturation to change the color. And when you make one of those, it comes up in properties where you can edit it. And then I was putting pictures in as clipping masks. Not everything I had is a clipping mask. Some things I just put in here. So I'm going to go through my layers real quickly just to give you an idea of the things I did. I went ahead and I put like an outline and blurred it around him just to make sure that he didn't get lost. I have some pictures in here that aren't in a clipping mask. They're just on the background. I added a few just different colors in here just to give it a little bit more pop. I put in his number and name, so you can just use some big chunky text if you want to. That would work. You saw me do the Lakers logo. You saw my selections that I made. I also put some effects. You know, you can go down here and pick some blending options. So I added some of those, like on this one, you can see I added an outer glow. Whoops, let me turn that on and off for you. So you can see I have an outer glow there. There's more pictures from Pixabay that I found. And something to keep in mind, like let's say this picture in Pixabay right here. Notice how on this basketball, you can see this curved line right here. I positioned that intentionally right on his face just so it helps, follow the shape of his face, because I just think that makes it look better when you're done. So little things like that you can think of can make a big difference. What else is there to show you? I went to Pixabay and I found some graffiti because that kind of looks cool in here. You could search graffiti if you want to. I have a couple graffiti. And then on some layers that I have here as clipping masks, I just took the brush and colorized things. So you can always get a big soft brush and brush in color to brighten something up or what have you. And then, this is here. This picture had a white background. I made a selection of just the white background using the magic wand, and I put that up here, and that way I could have like another outline around it with the effects. And let's see, what else is there to tell you? Here's another layer where I just put some dark brushes to make my text pop a little bit more. All right, so that gives you an idea of how to do it. So don't forget that you don't have to use the lasso tool and make it this style. You can also use the pen tool to make selections. If you need help with that, let me know. We haven't gone over that, but I would watch this little video here for the pen tool to learn how to do that. And that's more if you want to make some curved lines, and I can help you with that since we haven't gone over it. All right, so this is just a quick video to get you started with this project. I think it'll be pretty fun. I can't wait to see what you all do.